Well, I feel rather frightened. I'm so afraid he will look just like everyone else.
But the world is good enough for me, Cousin Cecily.
Yes, but are you good enough for it?
On day one, I will revoke Joe Biden's cruel policies on so-called gender-affirming care.
There's a lot of fear in many of the LGBTQ plus community, particularly about trans rights.
Elon Musk said his 20-year-old son is, quote, dead.
Advocacy groups like the Human Rights Campaign posting today, we are brokenhearted, but we are not broken.
Transgender operations for transgender people.
He says that he plans
This is a radical
progress has been made over the past few years could be rolled back.
political content onto our children.
I lost my son, essentially. So, you know, they call it dead naming for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't imagine what that would be like.
And, well, it's a snare that every sensible man would like to be caught in, and I'm so sorry. I didn't finish rehearsing.
Hi, my name is Jade Ismail. I am a sophomore. My pronouns are she, her, and I identify as a woman. I would say my main mediums of expression is definitely anything performance arts. Specifically, I do the forensics team here at WKU.
So be there, or be square. Be there, what's that?
It's kind of compartmentalized. Forensics is kind of like competitive acting or competitive public speaking. It's really a way to take the internal, make it external for sure.
Gender exists in repeated words and actions. And these performatives create and are created by the bodies of real human beings. Gender is an act which has been rehearsed.
My name is Sophie Tadero, my pronouns are they, them, and I'm a musical theater major.
Now, I've played with gender throughout my own career as an actor, and in one semester as an undergraduate student, I was cast in 2 roles simultaneously. One man, one woman, and one me.
So I just played Dodgy and Duchess in Alice by Heart. Dodgy is his real life 1940s persona that we see. They're all in the orphanage during World War II, and then he goes to Wonderland, he becomes the Duchess. But it was really cool because I had this awesome creative team. Dodgy was very traditionally masculine, but he wore a strand of pearls. Then the Duchess, had this big flowy cage with this big giant costume, but she was still wearing the male clothes underneath that Dodgy was originally in. And I think that was really, really special to me because being in the boy clothes with the girl accessories, it was just so euphoric.
These characters held important facets of my identities, of my body, my daily pain, of my social interactions, of my memories, and rehearsing these characters allowed me to explore those identities.
So my junior year of high school was like a revolutionary time for me. There was something inside me that had been restless. It was this feeling that I've been toggling with for a long time of this doesn't feel right. The way that you are performing, the way that you are expressing yourself to the world, it's not who you are. And I've known this for a long time, but had no time to really unpack that.
There is such a recognizable pressure in our daily lives to perform our gender, ourselves on a stage like this.
Because I've had a long history of being scared to address things like was so much about being an identity that's systematically oppressed in this country is fear. I spent so long being afraid.
According to the 2015 U.S. Transgender Survey, nearly half of respondents voiced that they had been verbally harassed in the past year because of their gender identity or expression. And that number is shown only to increase in communities of color.
I was that person who was so afraid of coming outside to who I could be perceived as. It was so easy to be who I was before. It was so easy to subscribe to society, but it was so tiring. It was so depleting. It felt like I was regressing as a person.
Our next performer, their program, Monsters in the Closet.
It wasn't until one day before nationals I went inside the back of the closet in the theater that I was at, and I tried on the skirts, and I was like, whoa, this is so cool. You know, like I love what's going on about this. It feels natural to me. And so in 2022, at that tournament, I had my beautiful white suit. I had my 5-inch stiletto pumps. I had my story that had now grown this beautiful new meaning. And I had an audience receptive and able to hear what I had to say.
Today I stand here in the clothes that are authentically me. I am a proud Black trans woman.
I look back at that video, and if I look at it back now, I was in tears before I even started performing, you know? It meant so much to me.
In second place, receiving a $500 scholarship, Abigail Canalejo from American Heritage Ballard High School in Florida, coached by Joel Dennis, Ryan Levesque, and Spencer Orlowski. National champion in program oral interpretation, receiving a $1,000 scholarship from Quaker Bakery from Como High School in Louisiana, coached by Jacob Simone.
While we talk a lot about like educating, making sure people understand things, it also takes a person, a group of people to be willing to be receptive to those stories, and which is why I think it's so important that areas like forensics are accepting and loving of all types of people, and areas of theater is loving and accepting of all types of people.
Cultivate spaces in your life to explore gender and allow other people to explore their gender.
I understand how people can be confused, and I think that if we keep bringing gender into performance in this way, I think that it can be a really good teaching tool, especially in song. Winter Blooms. That was the big finale, and in the context of the show, it is about Alice losing her best friend, Alfred. But I decided for Dodgy, it was going to be about Dodgy losing the Duchess.